Okay guys, so I want to do a little Algebra 2 review with you, and it is on composition of functions. So hopefully this will look a little familiar to you. You may remember last year composition is that thing with the little open circle. Okay, so when you see that, it means you're basically plugging one function into the other. We would pronounce this g of f, right? You might also see it look like that. And that means that you're taking f and you're plugging it into g. F of x gets plugged into g of x. And the result is a new function or a new equation. So we're going to start easy. We're going to start with some numbers. So I have on the bottom here, the first example, this is f of g of negative 2. You can rewrite it so that it looks like this, and I think that makes a little more sense. Ignore the f on the outside for a second. We got to find g of negative 2, meaning I got to take negative 2 and plug it into g. And that's actually pretty simple. You're going to have negative 2 minus 7, which is negative 9. So g of negative 2 equals negative 9. I have to take that result of negative 9 and now plug it into f, which is slightly more annoying, but we can handle it. So negative 9 squared is 81. 81 times 2 is 162. And then I'm going to subtract 27 from that, which will equal, let's see, I think 135 if my math is correct here. Oh, wait. Yes. All right. Good. Now we're on to g of f of negative 2. So same number, same letters, but notice that the order switched around here. What this means is that we are plugging negative 2 into f first. I'm just going to go off to the side and do that. F of negative 2, plug that in. It'll be hopefully a little easier. This is going to give me 4 times 2 is then 8. And then I'm going to subtract 6, which is 2. So f of negative 2 is just the number 2. So I take that result of 2 and plug it into g. And 2 minus 7 is now negative 5. Okay. So what this teaches us is that the order of composition is important. All that we did is change the order there, and it resulted in an entire new answer. You know, these are two completely different answers, and we got those two completely different answers by just changing the order of f and g. The negative 2 was the same, we used the same letters, but we just switched their order from here to here. All right, another example. I've got some tables here. Notice that the tables, one table gives you x's and the resulting y values for f. The other table gives you x's and the resulting y values for g. So for number 1, g of f of negative 1, that means g of f of negative 1, like this. We don't actually have math to do here. We can just look at our table. F of negative 1 would be an outcome of negative 3. So then I got to take g of negative 3. I got to go to the right table, which is over here. The outcome of an x value of negative 3 is 6. So my answer on number 1 is 6. Number 2, that means f of 3. So I'm going to find the inner f of 3 by going to the table with f, looking at an x of 3, and realizing that the outcome would be 4. So now I have f of 4. Back to the same table, the outcome of that would be 7. And finally, g of negative 3. We're going to find g of negative 3 by going over here, realizing the outcome is 6. And then you got to take that, plug it into g again, the outcome of that will be 10. Okay, so far so easy. Let's flip it over and do the example on the back. Same two functions as before, same two equations, but now what I'm looking for is more of an equation, not a numerical answer. I just want to find f of g and g of f. I'm not looking for a number here. I'm looking for an equation. Again, I'm going to take g, which is x minus 7, and I'm going to take x minus 7, and everywhere in f that I see an x, so here and here, I'm going to put an x minus 7. So that's going to look like, put some equal signs in here, that's going to look like x minus 7 squared, because that x is squared, plus 3 times x minus 7. And let's simplify a little bit. I would have to FOIL this together, x minus 7 times x minus 7. That would give me x squared minus 14x plus 49. And distribute that 3 as well. Alright, distribute the 2 in front. We've got 2x squared minus 28x plus 98 plus 3x minus 21. Alright, combine your like terms. Final answer, 2x squared minus 25x. And then subtract 21 from 98, you're going to get 77. All right. Notice that when I switch the order, we're actually going to get a different answer. So this means this, and we're going to take f of x, which is this longer looking equation, and we're going to go to g, and everywhere in x, or everywhere in g that I see an x, and there's just one of them, I'm going to put this whole thing. So that ends up looking like 2x squared plus 3x, just with a minus 7 at the end. And actually there's no terms to, condense, there's nothing to simplify here. We are actually done. Okay, so hopefully that dusted off the cobwebs for composition of functions, and then we can look at some more difficult things tomorrow.